question.
Okay.
How did you come to the conclusion that there's a connection between the eyes and the endocrine system?
Because that's how it works in me.
So were you observing what was happening in your body? I mean, how...
I just worked it. I mean, I do holographic breathing all the time. It's just,
Yes.
I love it, and I just watch how the energies move through me. When I first was doing it and trying the different areas, and I'd be working with the eyes and strongly be working back into the brain, and all of a sudden it dropped down, and I feel this really dark energy in the thyroid gland, because I had Lyme's disease, chronic fatigue with it, so this was really tired. And I went, my God, it's the eyes are relating to the thyroid, and that would go, and this really dark energy would start releasing out from the thyroid, and I'd stay in contact with the eyes, and that would just go and go and go, and then it would drop down to the thymus gland, and there'd be a dark energy there, and then that would clear, and the particular energies of the thymus gland would start releasing. You got the release of toxins and negative energies, and then an intrinsic energy from that area starts releasing. I can't remember. Normally it drops down to the pancreas after that. And again, I've had a lot of injury in my pancreas, and that has particularly a dark energy. Doesn't get light. It is a particularly dark, very earth energy, and then it come back into the spleen, then to the adrenals, then down into the kidneys, just one by one. Holographic breathing is a very specific thing, and there is a map that just opens in particular ways, and I watch it in myself, and then I teach those different maps in these evenings, and then people can experiment with that for themselves, and then from the kidneys it will come to me, to the testes. I guess in the women it will be the ovaries. Well, I know in the women that goes to the ovaries, but that's quite a long journey. That's, like a 1.5 hour journey, just going slowly and very specific, working with the eyes. That's what it will work through, and what we're working with a lot in holographic breathing at the moment is to activate the sexual energies, so that energy rises up through the body. And there are different types of sexual energies. You have the energies from the ovaries and testes, which is different from the energy of the uterus and prostate, which is different from the energy of the penis and the vagina, which is different from the pelvic floor, which has a sexual energy, which is different to the bones of the pelvis, which also have a sexual energy or potency. And that energy in holographic breathing just naturally starts to rise through the whole body. And I always avoided teaching that at the beginning, because I was concerned people's Kundalini would awaken. Now that my Kundalini is awoken, I kind of see, well, if someone's Kundalini is going to awaken, it's going to awaken one way or another. It's kind of destiny. So I don't avoid it anymore. So I teach that, and we'll be doing that this evening a bit. We did it. I don't think, did we do it last time? I don't think we did.
Before, but not last time.
Yeah, we in the free one actually over the weekend we did that. But we'll be touching on that this evening, and specifically from the testes, it goes the other way through that circuit. You can start from the eyes and work down. You can also work from the ovaries, testes, and work up, and it will end with the eyes. And what I get, because that's just releasing all the time and moving up through the different circuits and through my brain all of the time. It just doesn't stop. Once the energies reach the head, it's all over, really. They don't stop. Once that door opens, or for me, well, before it would go through as a rush of energy and you get a bright light and whoa. But there's a certain door, it opens and it just doesn't stop. And when that opens, it is just going through that. You just have to get used to that. And that can be very hard, or for some people it's blissful. For me it was very difficult. But once that has happened, you're not, say, internally working from the same system that you were working from before. Something has awoken that wasn't awake before. It's a bit like, oh my God, there's an extra room here that I didn't know about. And so that is, you okay there? So that work takes it through the brain, and it will go through the brain. It will connect to the high energies, and you can do that in small doses, and it's tremendously healing. It's a powerful work, but it's tremendously healing, and it's significant. It's not like relaxing for a bit and then coming back to where you were before. You're releasing an energy that is going to bring your karma to the surface. So it is, and we do it in a very soft way, but it's for people who understand a bit how to process things. So as things come up, they, oh yeah, okay, I can be with that. Or they feel it moving through an organ, and then there's the quality of the organ, and there's also all the unconscious karmic things that's held it in place in that organ, and also in your mind, which changes when the energy reaches the brain. You're no longer the mind anymore. For me, I must say, before that point, even though I didn't realize it, I was the mind. There wasn't, oh, I'm separate from, easily be separate from the emotions, easily be separate from the body. But I can't say I was separate from the mind. And once it goes through there, you can no longer be that anymore. And that is holding in place the karma of your whole body and existence, really. Those matrices of your mind and your intellect and your identity, those things that you think are you, they're what's holding everything in place. And once you are not that anymore, once the energy is moving through, then I can't even start to describe that, and I still, for me, it's not comfortable. Still not comfortable. I have trouble being around people because I find it hard to associate. I didn't find it all that easy before, but and it's getting easier because I'm able to stay in the space I am in and communicate with other people. But that is a deeply significant journey to go on, and automatically that will start slowly happening with holographic breathing, because with the motion of the mouth and then as it works through the face, that means it also starts through the brain, it starts through the skull. And I teach people how to breathe a bit, And once it's breathing in a natural way, it's a bit like the manifestations of the mind and the identity make a framework in that area. And once it starts breathing, it's no longer really that framework. And then once the energy travels through there, again, it's taking apart that framework. It's very hard to describe what I'm talking about, but I'm doing my best, really. So, we've gone off on a bit of a tangent, but that's what we're working with here. And I don't think people realise when they start doing holographic breathing that there are all of these maps. It's a bit like acupuncture or Ayurvedic medicine. There are all of these maps, how it works quite specifically through you. And I can't say that I know them all, or that I know them properly, but I enjoy just doing the holographic breathing and following them through my body. And as the energy now has opened through my head, it just makes it a lot easier. And it is truly blissful feeling the energy going home. Up till before then, the energy kind of stops here. And that keeps people in this cycle. You notice when you're working on things, you seem to be held in this loop. But you can, oh God, I'm dealing with that again. Oh, I'm dealing with that again. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm back again. Once it goes through the head, once it starts going through there, it starts breaking up that loop. You're not so much in that loop and feeling it going home. It means that all sorts of things can then release in your body at the same time, which feels truly transcendent, allowing that to happen. And one of the reasons I was kind of okay when the energy started going through my head was that my body started getting better. The Lyme's disease started getting better because the energy was going through the throat a lot. The tiredness in my throat was leaving. My spine was straightening. And ever since then, my spine is just getting softer and straighter all of the time, especially here, just recently, between the shoulders, the top of the back. This is all giving way, and really starting to pull me up a bit more straight. And when I walk, I thought, wow, this is good because the joints are opening. So it releases your body in a way that it couldn't before. And I think it's leading to, will probably be part of many other things, of a new way of being for mankind. I think we do need a new way of being. We can't go on destroying the earth. If we do, we destroy our own home. So we shall see. So anyway, I went off on a bit, so you won't be so keen to ask a question next time.
Au contraire.
Very good, okay, well. Good.